Bonjour. You know what I'm terrified about? I'm terrified about running out of money. I've been hanging in there as well as I can for the 2.5 years of this Social Security merry-go-round, which is ridiculous because you're not supposed to work while you're waiting for Social Security. But what are you supposed to do? Selling off everything that I own and getting rid of my Roth IRA and paying all those fees and penalties and having unsuccessful work attempts just to pay my bills to survive. Because let's face it, food stamps cover food. They don't cover soap to clean my body and my space. They don't cover toothpaste or deodorant. They don't cover the gas it takes to drive the 30 minutes to the grocery store. A lot of people have the invisible privilege of friends and family to rely on, and I don't have that. Almost everybody I know, everybody I've heard of who's applied for and gotten disability, they had someone to rely on while they were going through this process. And now another 2 years, I'm running out of stuff to sell. I'm really afraid. You know, I can't really budget that well with no income. I do my best, but I'm trying to make things last as long as I can. Things that, if I had income, I would have replaced long ago because they're kind of, jury-rigged and falling apart, and the wastewater tube out there is basically almost entirely made of duct tape right now. I try to make things last as long as I can, and then when they break, I have unexpected expenses of fixing them, particularly in a broke-down RV that was abandoned for 5 years, and which requires regular costs of chemicals and special quick-dissolve toilet paper specifically for RVs and boats, which is more expensive than normal toilet paper, and sometimes stuff just breaks. Sometimes I get a flat tire. I have to make sure that my car is maintained because it's 30 minutes to drive to the nearest grocery store just to pick up food. It's an hour drive to pick up my prescriptions and to visit my doctors. I have to take really good care of that car. And if anything happened to that car, it would be a nightmare because I can't afford to replace it. If anything happened and I went to the hospital, I would be completely out of money. I'm terrified of that. Also, about RV living, no insulation, no heat. It's a vehicle. It's basically a car. There's no heat. I have some space heaters and an electric blanket that just keep me from freezing to death when it's coldest. And when it's freezing, the pipe hookups are outside because they have to be, because you have to be able to disconnect it to drive. I mean, they're outside. They're as insulated as they can be, but when it goes below freezing, I don't have running water. If it stays below freezing for a while, I still don't have running water. And the exterior of the wastewater tank can freeze so that I can't dump and flush the wastewater tanks as I have to do weekly. And let me tell you, that's not a very fun job. And so if it goes below freezing and stays below freezing for a while, eventually I may not only not be able to shower or have running water, I may also not have a toilet inside on the coldest days of the year. Yay! If you're wondering why I'm living here rather than other places, I really suggest you check out my other video, which I will link below, about why this is the best of bad choices for me. Living rurally also means that sometimes the roads can get snowed and iced in badly, and I'm stranded, and I can't go out and get medication or care or food. I try to do my best to take care of myself those times, but as anybody with regular medications knows, there's certain times in which you can't get it refilled because it's too soon. So that's been a problem in the past too. Even living in an abandoned RV, which is a form of hell for me, with no heat in the winter when my fibromyalgia is at its worst, and sometimes no running water, I at least have a protected space that I can keep other people from harassing me and crossing my lines. It's the best of bad choices. So that's RV life. And I'm living on as little money as I can, but I don't know if I'm going to make it 2 years. And 2 years where all of my energy is poured into surviving. It's like 2 years of my life pretty much wasted and drained because of this system full of people. For them, they don't care. It doesn't impact them. But it's my life in the balance here. It's my survival. It's my quality of life. Nobody cares. I want people to care. I want people to know about this. I want people to know how much this sucks. And that's why I make these videos. Thanks for watching.